All right, so this is how we're going to be logging into our pre-calculus class to use for this year. This is a great place to find our textbook, all of our homework assignments, and any other resources we're going to need. So first thing, go into your Blackboard class, which you'll see looks kind of like this. Here again, you'll see all of your announcements, things you need to know. Here's some info of like what we're really going to work on for now. So the first thing we're always going to do on Monday is check our class calendar. And that button's right here. So the first thing we see is this week we're really not doing a whole lot. We're getting logged in, we're getting accounts set up, we're going to get started on our review chapter. And really I want you to work on this chapter AR1. You'll notice we start this school year with an algebra review chapter. We need to get these back into our brain and super solid, these skills, so that we can be successful later on. So we're going to start with some algebra review. Make note that we do not always go in order and we don't always follow everything that goes on here. So back to our announcements page. So now we have to go ahead and log in. So I can go ahead and hit this Pearson button, which will open a new tab, and here's where we're going to create our account. So you have a Pearson account, but we're going to make a new one. So you're going to go to register right here, and you're going to register as a student. So click on that student. So now you're going to enter your course ID. Your course ID is Unruh, my last name, and then 97411. And that will get you loaded into the correct course. So once you do that, you're going to hit continue. And then right here, you're going to go create a Pearson account. So one thing, you want to use your actual school email address. And it may tell you already have an account. And that's okay, skip that part, close out of it, we're going to make a new account. So for your username, do not use your email address. So this you're going to get rid of and create a new username. Okay? So come up with your own username, something that you will remember, right? So it could just be the numbers of your email address, it could be something else, just something you will remember, and a password you will remember. I am not able to see any of this information, so make sure you get it written down somewhere. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to make up a fake password. I'm not even going to remember this because it's a fake password. There we go. First name, last name, security question, and then you're going to accept everything, and then you're going to create your account. Once you create this account, it's going to ask you for some information that's back up here. For a student code, it's either going to ask you if you want to purchase some materials or if you want to use an access code, and you're going to be using an access code, and that is right here in your announcements. So just go ahead and highlight this and copy and paste this code into the fields where it's asking for it and submit. So then once you do that, it should take a few minutes to kind of load, and then you'll be able to enter your course. So when you enter your course, it's going to look something like this. You will not see all of these buttons. This is my teacher view, but you won't see all of these buttons. The first thing you'll see is your course home. Okay, and this is once you click into your pre-calculus class. So you'll see your course home. I'm still learning what this all looks like from my end and from your end. So for now, this is your course home. The big thing that you're going to need to note is this is where we're going to be doing our homework assignments. So when you click on assignments, you'll see I've assigned one assignment for you, and that's our section AR, so Algebra Review 1.1. Okay, and this is our homework. So that's where you're going to go to be doing your homework right now. And this is kind of similar to Big Ideas where you can check your answer and get some help. So it's going to be pretty cool, I think. So the next button you'll see is Author in Action videos. I am working on creating my own videos for your course to walk through everything for you, but for now it's a work in progress. But you also, if you're still super stuck after watching that, you have some other videos that you can watch. So dealing with equations of parallel lines, if that hangs you up, there's another video resource that you can use as well. If you really want to print out some guided lecture notes, you can. We're going to skip chapter context right now. We've got our e-textbook. This is where you get your online textbook. And it's exactly the same as the physical copy, so you can use either of them when we're going through. This study plan right here is going to end up being very cool because you are able to practice anything from any chapter right now. Right? And you can look at all of these things. We're looking at distance and midpoint, and these are some just recommendations. So why this is going to be cool is because when we start taking those quizzes and tests, things that you do not do well on those quizzes and tests will be added back to your study plan. So if we take a mid-chapter quiz and we don't do so well, it'll add those things to your study plan that will help you study and get ready for your unit test, which is kind of cool. And then the last button you'll see is your grade book. One thing to note is I do not grade nearly as harshly as this website does. So again, my homework policy is homework is practice. And so if you do it, you'll get your grade in Blackboard. And if you don't, you won't. I am not going to calculate your percentages and give you the percent on homework. I'm looking for some just practice and some completion. Did you do it and did you try everything? For now, we need to see between 75 and 80% correct on your homework. Our eventual goal is to get 90% correct on homeworks. Okay? And that's just kind of where we're going to live. So just like I was grading with big ideas, your homework scores are just do it or not. And then you'll be graded on quizzes and tests on if you know your material and how well you can show me your material. So this is just kind of a quick walk through on your My Math Lab. So one thing is once you get in here and you look at your textbook, we can either use our e-textbook or our physical one, either way. And it's loading. You may get a little button that says need install Flash or use Flash, and just click on that and then it should open your book. We've had several of those happen. But now we're in our book and we are starting in that algebra review. So I can find that in Appendix A and Section 1. Which is my Algebra Essentials. So again, I'm going to walk through. Here are our learning targets, these objectives, and then we're going to get through this, right? And here's our reading. Here's where we're kind of starting. Some of this you will not need to take a lot of notes on because you already know these things. It's his review. Some of the set information is fairly new stuff, so we can go through this. And here's our examples. So we can make sure and walk through these examples. Now you see some of your homework problems pop up as like, ooh, maybe you should do this one now because it deals with this example. It's going to be pretty cool. We just all have to figure out how to use it and how best that this works. So one thing that will happen in the very near future is you will complete your homework, but then you're not quite done. You will actually be using Blackboard to submit your homework to me. And I haven't done this yet. I'm working on it right now. So here again, you'll see your learning targets, but down you'll start to be having a submission button. So when you complete your homework, you're going to take a snip using your little snip tool, the little scissors. Take a snip of your homework grade and you'll submit that snip so that I can more easily track when you've completed work and you're not waiting on me to update grades. So at this point, if you have questions, email me, text me, try and log in and just play around with some stuff. And remember that this week, all we're really trying to work on and complete is this AR1. Even though it's on your calendar for next week, I'd like to see this AR1 completed this week. And then next week, we'll kind of really dive in some more that we've got this logging in figured out. So if you get stuck or if you get a weird screen when you're trying to log in, just go ahead and email me and I will help you through that.